everyone to another episode of Fey Fitness. Today I'm going to show you another great beginner core exercise called a double leg bend and extend. We use this a lot in Pilates, but it's also something that you might see with a slightly different name in the gym world. Sometimes they call these like lower ab extensions, or just your trainer might call it a few different things, but don't worry, I'll show you a couple different variations that you can do that will help you make sure you're performing the move correctly. So let's go ahead and dive right in. I've got some props that I'll be using here in a second, but for right now, let's just go over the basics of the move and how your body should be. So for lying on the ground, on our back, if you don't want to lay on a hardwood floor, you can most definitely lay on like a yoga mat or something softer. Again, we want to make sure we have a nice neutral hip position. Our ribs are knitted down and in. I'm lightly drawing my belly button into my spine below. My shoulder blades are nice and flat on the ground. I'm then going to bring both of my legs up into what we call tabletop. So if you'll look, I have pretty darn close to a 90 with my knee and a 90 with my hip. Hopefully that's picking up on camera. I'd rather your feet be a little high as opposed to too low, because too low is saggy and puts undue stress on our low back. And especially if you have any low back issues, I want to kind of stay out of that area. You'll also notice if I bring my knees too far in, can you see how I've messed up my alignment and I've actually rolled my hip into an imprint? So when I have a nice neutral spinal position, if I were to sneak my hand under my low back, there's kind of a gap between my lumbar spine and the floor. But if my knees come too far in and my hips roll into imprint, the base of my booty just came off the ground and my lumbar spine is now pushed against the floor. So this is a bad angle for my back. So we want to make sure that we're nice and in position with our 90s. Our lumbar spine is a little bit off the ground, unless your chiropractor or doctor have told you otherwise, but this is our good starting position. From there, we're going to extend both legs out and then draw them back in. Notice how my legs didn't point up or down at some funky angle. They went straight out and straight back in, kind of like I'm gliding my heels against the surface of a tabletop. So if you were to imagine there's like a table under here, I'm just gliding my feet along the surface of that table. And again, worst case scenario, I'd rather your feet be a little higher just until you get the hang of it, than down low, again for back safety. So as you pull the legs out and then back in, hopefully we're feeling oodles of abdominal engagement, especially in our low abs or everything below the belly button area. So that's just the basic move. If you're feeling like you want to add a little bit more to this movement, here in a second I'll cut to some video of me using a magic circle at the gym, and that's just going to provide a tactile cue to let you know of maybe your right leg initiates the movement a little bit before the left, or maybe it just moves a little faster out and in than the left. So having some kind of tactile cue between your ankles is going to let you know if things are going awry. And if you don't have a magic circle, you don't have to go out and buy one. You can use a foam roller. If you have, say, a lightweight medicine ball, this is a 6-pounder, so it might be a little heavy if you're just starting out, or just some other type of light ball or cylindrical surface that you can put in between your ankles to just kind of give you that feedback of what are my legs doing, and are they moving equally and smoothly, or again, is one moving ahead of the other? The other thing you can do with your tactile cue, once you get a little more advanced, is you can start to give it feedback. So for example, in the video I'm about to show you of me using this at my local studio with a magic circle, I could press the legs together, either when I'm fully extended, squeeze them together, or when the legs are in tabletop, squeeze them together. And that's just going to get a little bit more leg involvement. So it's kind of more of a hybrid of we're getting a little bit of legs, a little bit of core, just kind of making our workout a little bit more fun and efficient. You can do the same thing with other objects. Just note that it's probably, if you've got a little bumpy edges like this on my foam roller, I'm not going to give it like, I'm not gonna Hulk out on this thing because it's probably not gonna feel really good, but I could give it a little gentle squeeze, and that's still gonna help activate our adductors on our inner thighs. So again, there you have it, a really simple beginner core exercise with that availability to move it into a leg core hybrid. So let's go ahead and get to that video of me performing this at my local studio. Thank you so much for tuning in today, everyone. As always, if you have any questions, please leave those in the comments down below. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you next week for another Fey Fitness video. So until then, bye guys! Thank you so much for tuning in today, everyone. If you're new to my channel, please hit that like and subscribe button to stay up to date on all of my content. Otherwise, I will see all of you next week for another Fey Fitness video. So until then, bye guys!